Hello everyone, I'm Neurobags. Welcome back to Aston Martin. We're about to get started on the final part of Season 2. We have 3 races to go, and of course, the final end there of this season. We'll have to see what we do next one, but for now, we're going to get started with this one. We have Mexico in 4 days. If you've enjoyed the series so far, hopefully you have subscribed, and I would be very grateful if you could like this video. It helps me out a ton. With that out of the way, let's get started. As said, up next, we have Mexico. I don't think we have anything in particular we need to do before that. We have the race results from, of course, America. Honestly, went pretty well. Can't really complain. With that, let's just get a move on, really. Board confidence check-in. Again, board should be happy with us. The financial report we aren't too worried about, honestly. Really wish we would just toss you to the financial report. But again, we aren't really too concerned about it. We are actually losing, though, in terms of car performance, as you can see. We are now down to 9th in acceleration, 5th in top speed, and we're actually losing out a bit in terms of cornering. We're losing out in terms of cooling, so the AI is definitely making moves here to actually improve their car. We'll have to see then if the last 3 races is something we can win, but let's be honest here. We have 300 points to go on, even if the opposing teams score the maximum amount of points they can. Over these next 3 races, we score none. We'll still win the constructors, and honestly, even if the highest one here, which would be Verstappen, scores 26 points every 3 races, he will not even be able to snatch 2nd place from us. So we don't need to do anything with our car. It's good that the AI has made their car better. We'll have to see how it stands at the start of next season. Do we want to upgrade the memorabilia room? I'm thinking we just go straight on to the upgrade in that case. I think morale might be actually an important stat, potentially. But again, it's not something I would put too much of a focus on. Boardroom, tour center, to some degree hospitality area isn't something I would really invest in. And honestly, I think we can hold off on investing into the memorabilia room for now, because we have all the personnel we need. We do not need to up our team attractiveness at this current stage. Q3, Q2, both drivers should not be an issue in terms of race goals here. And fastest lap should also be doable, I think. Finish position streak, we have 3 races. We're going to gamble on both of our drivers in the top 4, maybe. Be a little bit passive here, due to, as you can see, our car getting potentially worse here compared to some of our competitors. So we'll play it a little bit safe there, but still. Now that I put both of our drivers finishing in top 4, we're probably going to have 3 races here filled with accidents. It wouldn't surprise me. We are ready for Mexico. As you can see, we qualified 1st and 5th. Vettel is actually just about 200-300s away from P3. So a little bit unlucky there, but it's also proving that our car is starting to get a bit slower. As you can see, we are losing in terms of turning, in terms of acceleration. And we're probably going to have to struggle a little bit during these last few races of the season. Expected strategies here in Mexico is, well, potential 2-stopper, most likely 1-stopper. Performances from the compounds is 3/10 basically, from soft to medium. Degradation now is pretty high at 300, so they're just better for around 10 laps, which means that after 10 laps they'll start losing out to the mediums in terms of lap times. Hards are 5/10 slower than the mediums, which in turn means that with 200s in a difference, it'll take 25 laps for the hards to start gaining on the mediums. So depends on what we're going to do here in terms of strategy. But if we have a look at the time consideration, pit lane time loss is 24 seconds. And the safety car deployment chance is 75%. I'd say we probably might actually go for a 2-stopper here. We might have Vettel start on the hards, even though it is a shit compound, but it looks like we're starting on inters and then going softs towards the end. So didn't really become a concern. So yeah, we're starting on the inters. We're probably going to have to pit halfway through, because again, these inters will not make it to the dry area. We could if we try to extend, but I think we'd lose a lot of time doing that, honestly. So I think we'll try and pit around lap, let's see, 27, 28, 25 maybe, if we pit early. And I think that will actually work out pretty good for us. Now, we could actually overfuel the car immensely here. As you can see, we start with, what is it, 71 laps, 94 kilograms. We could fill in an extra 15 kilograms if we really wanted to, but I think we're going to go with 98.7, so use 1.3 kilograms per lap. This might actually be overkill, but it'll allow us to push the car, and it'll make the fact that we're planning to do a pit stop early and get onto an extra set of intermediates a little bit more viable, I dare say. With that, we're going to use push and deploy. Push and overtake for Vettel. The car paths are the correct ones, as you can see. And with that, we are ready to go.
A smattering of rain. What will happen next? We're about to find out.
I think this is the first race that has started on the wets in forever for us.
And away we go.
3 millimeters. It was a bit wetter than it was predicted, I guess. Let's see if Vettel can make some moves.
Yeah, mate. I don't have that pace.
Alonso has lost out already, unfortunately.
Still a lot to play for.
And I guess we'll put him onto overtake then.
Use overtake.
I guess it got us here on the start.
Science is the focus here.
Yeah, as you can see, Sainz basically had the better start. Got away better. Again, we're lacking in acceleration. We're currently 9th. So, we're going to have to work on that next year, I think. To be, you know, properly viable, maybe? Vettel is doing work, though. He have gotten both Leclerc and Verstappen, which is very good.
Taking a look again, it involves Sebastian Vettel.
Got Verstappen into the corner, and does he get Leclerc? The next one, maybe? Didn't get to see how he overtook Leclerc, but he did get him, so that is good. Alonso is back up in first, which is also very good. I think we're going to go neutral for him. And we're going to go neutral here for Vettel as well. Because honestly, if we can't pull away now, we'll bring Sainz along for the ride, so to speak. That is acceptable for me. I feel like if we can get away with this for now, pull Sainz maybe along. Alonso might actually leave them behind here too. I'd say, of course, that is okay. I think that's fine. In terms of tires, not surprisingly, everyone has started on the Inters. Kind of what you'd expect. Lap times, we're doing well. 27s, 28s for the rest of the pack. 25.7, 25.9, 26. No one else in the 25s here, so as long as Vettel can keep up with Sainz, I think we'll be happy. And with that, we can speed things up a bit. Again, as I said, I think we're going to probably pit around the 25 mark. And around the 60 mark is, well, 56, 57 is probably when we're going to end up pitting for softs. I think they will last towards the end. So we'll probably pit as 25, 26, 27, 28. We'll see how our tires are going off and what the other guys are doing before making our choice there. Alonso is getting a gap up front, which is nice to see. Vettel is using Sainz as a tow, I guess. I don't know if it's actually getting held up, though. We could try and harvest a little bit for Vettel here, and hopefully he will be able to keep up even while harvesting. If not, we're just going to have to cancel said harvesting, and I think we should. And Vettel has locked up and punctured. He's had an accident here. And wheels, powertrain, and aerodynamics are all... Gearbox is out. There's no other way to look at it. He's just straight up out. Now, again, these guys had identical stats before this. We're going to have to take a gearbox penalty here. So I did jinx myself. That's for sure. I swear, the second you want 2 drivers in the top 5, the game just goes, no, that's not allowed, and crashes out one of your drivers. So yeah, Vettel is out, for sure. And again, he had this exact same components, bare 1 to 2% as Alonso here, so that's going to sting. Thermal damage to chassis, front wing, rear wing, and suspension. I was hoping he could go on, but he clearly cannot. we'll have to wait and see what actually happened here. Now, in terms of Alonso, where is he on the track? We're probably too late to get him in here for a... Yeah, we're too late to get him in here for a pit stop. Thinking of taking advantage. Let's cancel the pit stop. Yeah, Vettel is out. He's on a bad place on the track, really. Well, not the worst place, but still in a bad place.
This was the Aston Martin.
Okay, that is... I didn't even realize the rear wing was gone. That is really, really bad.
Definite collision there. That's very unfortunate.
And he hit a piece that flew to the moon.
Really disappointed with that. Let's hope it...
Yeah, that was a really bad crash. I need to have a look again.
Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin. Oh, a nasty crash there.
I feel like I've seen that one before, though, with Doohan and Piastri on the Williams save. But yeah, that is him done for. Nothing we can do there. I'm wondering, do I want to pit Alonso? If we have a look here on the... Because if we pit him now, could we make it until lap 60? I think so. We could try and take advantage of pitting him. Let's go into reports, time considerations. Pitting under safety car about 15 seconds. Which would make it so that we come out behind Verstappen, maybe a bit early if we have a good pit stop. I think we're going to gamble on a pit stop here. These are still very good, don't get me wrong. But I think it's worth it to just get onto fresh rubber and potentially have these tires last towards the end of the wet
Sebastian, we need
the
to
wet
retire
period.
the car. Copy.
We need to retire the car. Ah, copy. No problem. So yeah, Alonso comes out ahead of the Mercedes, behind the Ferraris and Verstappen. That is okay, let's be fair. We're gonna harvest both of these. Gonna go conserve on the tires.
Energy's good.
And we're just gonna, you know, sit behind the safety car here. That was a really bad crash though from Vettel. And unfortunately his car is basically totaled. We're probably gonna have to order a new set of parts for him. We'll have to see. I think we have an extra ERS that we can use.
Safety car will be in.
But I'm a bit unsure on that point though, so we'll have to have a look. 77% for the other cars. So again, I'd say this is probably worth it in terms of... Maybe not there. Something happened with Verstappen, I think. And suddenly Ferrari has a 5-second
Let's see what happened there.
gap here.
Here we see Max Verstappen. And that spin is on.
Verstappen really wanting the Ferraris here to win. Oh, I think we're out. Oh yeah, we are out. Oh my god. You didn't wreck the car though. Oh yeah, you wrecked the car. Oh wow. I really jinxed this, didn't I? We have a red flag too here because of the crash. Well, because he's blocking the track here.
Here's the replay. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin.
Did we take out Verstappen too there? You know,
They won't have been
I guess
expecting that.
an F? Is that an F? I think it was an E, but it looked like an F for me. So yeah, session suspended. Alonso's out. Looks like Verstappen is still good though. So that is good for him, I guess, but still. Both our cars are out. Not much we can do about that. I guess I'm going to end not the video, but the race. Both of our drivers have retired and will not return to track. Yeah, that is correct. But yeah, that was... I guess Mexico's just cursed, honestly. There's not much I can do about that.
Not for the first time today.
But,
the drivers are lined up, awaiting the lights.
But I think we're going to skip to the end of the race here. But that was an interesting, you know, way to end this Grand Prix of ours.
Daniel Ricciardo involved.
We've had another incident here. We're still at Mexico. I'm just gonna show any other crashes here.
And there's the hit, and it's crystal clear.
McLaren's taking each other out. That's a bit of a yikes moment, honestly. I'm wondering if any of them is
And
out,
that
though.
was a bit.
Didn't look like they took too much damage. Looks like they're both okay. Here we are. We're getting closer to the end of the race. Bottas with lock up there. Other than that, though, no other big incidents other than the McLaren pair. We have Sainz there first, Russell second, Perez third, fighting Leclerc. So we'll see how this ends up here with... we also have Hamilton in the mix. 4 cars here fighting for, you know, the other 2 places on the podium. Sainz, though, has been absolutely brilliant. And we'll see if Leclerc can get the run on Russell. He can. Can Perez do the same? Not really. And we'll see here now if he can make something into the final few corners here. Looks like, unfortunately, he will not be able to. And that's the end of the Mexican Grand Prix. Very big win here for Ferrari. For sure, because, of course, they're fighting Red Bull. But with this, they might actually have secured second place. I do not know why you are doing
Well,
this.
let's hope Fernando Alonso can look past today's disappointing result.
Well,
Dear me, they'll be serious.
that doesn't make too much sense, though, because they both crashed out. But yeah, Sainz first, Leclerc second, third and fifth for Mercedes, fourth and sixth for Red Bull, 7th and 8th for Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri 9th for Albon, and Stroll 10th for Alpine. Of course, we crashed out fairly early in the race, unfortunately, lap 16 and lap 20. Drivers' Championship here. Verstappen is still third, but 9 points behind him now is Leclerc, and 13 points behind him is Sainz. Perez now kind of, you know, left behind, considering there's 2 races to go. Unfortunately, we'll have to see if Verstappen can hold on to third place here. Constructors, Ferrari now, whopping 26 points. No, sorry, not even 36 points. That's hard. Ahead of Red Bull, and as I said, I don't think Red Bull can gain 36 points over the next 2 races. That's going to be rough for them. So I think, unfortunately, this settles the championship. And yeah, pretty bad they are for us here with both our drivers DNFing. Development point here for both of these, kind of disappointing. Not really a big surprise here, all things considered. They crashed out fairly early. Alga got the points he should, though, which is good. And once again, we had an immediate crash here on the finish position streak, the fastest lap. Once again, I took the finish position streak and set both drivers in the top 5 for the remaining 3 races. And they both crashed out. So I swear, putting both drivers on your finish position streak is just straight up cursed. The game will kick you in the butt. But then again, I believe these are our first DNFs or really big crashes this season. So yes, we have been lucky so far. Now, car 1 is what we want to have a look at, the powertrain. So gearbox is completely shelved. ERS is also completely destroyed. Engine 2 is badly damaged. And if we have a look here on what we can put in, we have this one. And honestly, this one is good enough for 2 races. That shouldn't be a problem. The ERS, though, I believe is a problem here. It's 56. It should survive 2 races, honestly, before it becomes minorly damaged, which should be good there too. But the gearbox, we're going to have to buy a new one. This one is 45, and we're going to have to use it for practice too, because this one is broken, this one's broken, this one's 2%. So we are going to have to buy a new gearbox here for Vettel. There's just no other choice. And we're also going to have a quick look here on Alonso's car. He didn't suffer as much damage, but his engine is still a bit busted. It was around the 85, 86 before the race, I believe. ERS2, bit busted, more than it should be, but again, it's fine for now. But I think for him too, we are going to have to buy a new gearbox, because as you can see, 46%, 43%. With 2 races to go, they are going to be, you know, dying, so to speak. This one could potentially be used as a race gearbox. But again, I think it wouldn't last more than 1 race before it starts taking minor damage. So it's basically, what do we want to do? Do we want to save the money, or do we want to have fun and actually try and fight for wins during the last 2 races here? Paying $1 million for that is maybe a bit too much. Honestly, we could have run a damaged gearbox battle too. But I feel like it's worth it to have some fun. We're going to buy a new gearbox for him as well. And unfortunately, that's just how things be. In terms of chassis, we might need to just make a couple new ones here. Gonna make 2 more chassis. It's gonna take a while for them to be done though. We'll have one for Sao Paulo, and maybe the other one for the final Grand Prix in Abu Dhabi. Front wings, I think we should be good. Rear wings, we have 1 spare, and if the rear wing's damaged anyways, you're out, so it doesn't really matter. Side pods, kind of follow the same one. We also have other side pods, although they are worse. Underfloor is good. Suspension, let's order 2 more of these. And I think that should be enough for the end of the season. Difficult race, yeah. We're disappointed that the team performed below expectation. Well, that would be because we had both our cars basically totaled. In the words of Steiner, he would probably fire both of them just for that performance, honestly. But again, I feel like they need to take into consideration the events of the race. I don't feel the board should... I understand the board can be disappointed that both cars crashed. But if both of the cars crash out, I feel like, unless it's something that happens very, very often, because of the way you are running your drivers or, you know, running your car, then I don't feel like the board shouldn't really take that into consideration, because it's kind of outside of your control. Like, if I gave a bad strategy, I can understand the board would be disappointed in me and the team. But if we crash out, which is something that can happen to anyone, again, some drivers are better than others to avoid crashing out, don't get me wrong. But when the first race of the season where we crash out, both cars do, I feel like the board should be a bit more lenient. Might just be me and my weird preferences, but that's how I feel about it. We have suspension finished here, and I believe suspension is what we will be working on still. In terms of research, we have no regulation changes for the chassis or side pods, so suspension it is. And we still are going to be losing some here right now. And we'll probably be able to make 2 more suspensions before the end of the season. We do it like this. Everything but what we want to the bottom. We have already fixed high-speed downforce. We don't need to invest in it. We can put that to the bottom as well. Medium speed, we have fixed that one as well. So we could put it to the bottom. And with that, we are getting closer now to actually getting low speed fixed too. So we're going to put everything but low speed to the bottom. We're still going to get a bit of a benefit here, because we're on around 50% expertise all around. So it's still 0.5, 0.75% gained across the board, but we're going to be gaining a bit more in low speed here, about 5.5%. So that should be good. Put engineers on it. We're just going to put 6. It'll give us the opportunity to do 1 more project before the end of the season. And that should definitely be enough to cancel out the negative effects for suspension. And that means I believe that we've beaten the regulations in terms of retaining our current gains, so to speak. Team hub has been upgraded. Side pods in low stock, we know. I still think it's okay though. We could start probably making another side pod, another rear wing. But we'll see how we stand at the end of next race. Team hub upgrade has been completed. It's now max level, so we don't need to be concerned about that. The big question now is, do I want to start working on the wind tunnel too? Oh, it's actually more expensive. This one isn't 15 million, it's 17. I guess we are not starting on the wind tunnel then. We're gonna wait a little bit. Factory again, I'm fine with just letting this one, waiting with it. Any other facilities we need before the start of next season? Scouting is good. Operations, I think we're good there too, honestly. And I guess we'll have to start looking for drivers starting next season. Right now, there's still too many young ones. Again, Behrman here would be a very good choice, don't get me wrong. So we'll have to see what we do with the current situation here. Gearbox engine and ERS. Yeah, we're gonna fix that next race, don't you worry. I know. Thank you very much for letting me know, though. I understand your concerns. They are valid. We have manufactured new suspensions, which is good. I'll set up a goal here for Sao Paulo. And just because I feel like tempting fate, let's do it like this. Boat drivers, top 5, 2 races. Let's tempt fate again. And if it actually happens, then I'm never again putting boat drivers in a 1-2 position. It's just too risky. Or rather, Karma will not allow it. Faith, I don't know how to put it. The gods that be, the gods of chance, do not appreciate it. Let's go to Sao Paulo. Brazil's up next. We have qualified first and second. Vettel actually beat out Alonso here in qualifying, as you can see, by a tenth. So that's a bit surprising, but it is what it is. It's a good effort from Vettel. Very nice. Expected strategies here are all two stoppers. As you can see, medium, medium, hard, medium, soft, hard, medium. So we'll see what we actually end up doing. In terms of performance though, as you can see, the softs are about 3/10 quicker than the mediums. And on a short lap like this, that's actually kind of important. Now, mediums and hards are 500s between them, so they're basically equivalent, especially considering that the degradation of 200s per lap means that the mediums are just quicker for, you know, 3-4 laps total. Before the hards are just straight up better, means that, you know, it's not the best choice. And the same here for the softs to the mediums, 3/10. This 300s difference, they'll be better for 10 laps, then they'll start losing out. So we need to make a bit of a consideration what we want to do in terms of that. Now, quali was there was wet quali, so the tires that we have at our disposal here is kind of weird. As you can see, we had 2 wet qualis. Unfortunately, no weird results from those 2 qualis, so don't need to really worry about that. The teams that there was no good teams fell out of the quality terrain, is what I'm trying to say. I just can't find the words. Medium, medium, hard could be what we do, or medium, hard, medium. I honestly think this is the better one. Again, the softs are better for 10 laps, but it's maximum of 3 seconds. So I think just going medium, hard, medium will work. It should be perfectly alright. Because in terms of pit lane and you know, time considerations here, there are chances for getting a safety car, about 50-50. And of course the pit lane time loss, I don't think running softs is just worth it due to that. So we'll run medium, hard, medium. They're about equivalent. Hards are potentially a little bit better. We could try and do some position gain here, but I don't think it matters, honestly. Because of course we are starting 1-2. So don't care about that really. And with that, I guess we are ready for the race here. We will overfuel a little bit so that we can push these tires. We do have a little bit to go on, so that will help as well. And we're just going to see if we can get a gap here in the beginning. There is a lot of penalties though, taking this race. We go into the results here. Qualifying. Q3, as you can see, all 5 cars behind us are taking penalties. Same with these cars over here, so it's a bit of a weird one. Leclerc 10th though, due to the wets, but everyone made it into Q3. So with that in mind, we're just gonna start like this. It should still be okay. We still have okay pass for our cars here. The concern will be Vettel's ERS, if he might need a new one. But honestly, we should also have been taking penalties.
There are quite a few crowds overhead as we look at the lineup on the grid.
I'm confused. We're running new gearboxes. Why are we not taking penalties?
For the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Did we actually? We are running new gearboxes. Why are we? Is it actually because we crashed that we avoided the penalty somehow? Okay, this is weird. I'm gonna have to have a look into that because that's not the way it's supposed to work. Alonso gets Vettel into the first corner and actually gains a huge advantage in terms of distance gained. And we'll have to see now if Vettel can leave Hamilton behind. If he does, we're going to slow Alonso down a bit here, just to allow Vettel to catch up, really. We're going to run neutral because it should be safe. And we'll now, once DRS gets enabled, try and have both of our drivers basically run away. So yeah, I'm having a bit of a problem here. Why are we not getting penalized for taking new gearboxes for both of our drivers? Multiple cars have crashed. Albon is still okay. It looks like all of them are okay. Probably somewhere running wide and hit the turn and then hitting someone on track.
Take a look now. Right, watch this. There's Schumacher. Goodness me, that is a...
Okay, that's a bit of an interesting one. I think that's the first time we've seen that one. Schumacher got a penalty for it, which is also kind of interesting, all things considered.
We've just had a spin.
Magnussen with a spin, no biggie there. And we aren't actually gaining that much to the cars behind us. I actually forgot to see what tires they're on. So most of the cars are on mediums. There are a couple of soft runners. Verstappen ran wide. Did he cause a crash?
Here we see Max Verstappen.
This smells like a Verstappen.
They're completely off the racing line.
Nah, looks like he's okay. Looks like he wasn't the source of the crash. Bottas and Hamilton have both taken penalties though. BSC, we don't want to mess with that. Hamilton is backing his wing. Let's see what actually happened here.
Now watch this. Lewis Hamilton involved in this one.
Bottas ran. Okay, Bottas had a.
Oh no! And there's the crash.
That Bottas, or was that? I don't even know, but there's a lot of involvements there. Bit unfortunate, honestly. VSC ends soon, and again, we don't really want to do anything under VSC because, as you can see, we already have Sainz here and Leclerc under VSC catching up to us, which of course doesn't make sense. They shouldn't be allowed to do that because we still had that 2-second gap, but now they're suddenly, you know, on our tails, which is annoying. The VSC really needs to have some work done, in all honesty. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now, the Ferrari's actually quicker than us too. So, I don't know what we want to do here. Do we want to just hold on as we are? Get on the hards towards the end here? I think we're just going to stick with the Ferraris, and once they pit, we pit too. I honestly think that is our best option. But again, it's just a shame that the AI can just ignore VSC to some degree, and there needs to be VSC Delta. It needs to be added, because otherwise there's no point in having the feature. So, as you can see, Leclerc has pitted. We're going to go full on attack. We're going to get Alonso in on the hards this lap. And we're going to try and get Vettel in on the next one. So Sainz is currently actually holding up Alonso potentially. We'll have to see now if he can make something work. I think we're just going to be a bit quicker too. We're going to get Vettel in on the hards on this lap. And Alonso here actually beat Leclerc. So that is good. And we're going to have to tune down the usage of, you know, tire life. Now, can Vettel beat Leclerc and Alonso? No, not even close. Should have him push a bit more, but unfortunately cannot. Vettel is a little bit over a second behind. We have the possibility that we're using ERS to close that down enough that he is within DRS range. Used a bit too much though.
We need to charge ERS.
And still is within range though and can catch up, and that is the main goal here. Sainz is running mediums. It's going to be running those a little bit lower though. This is already an interesting race, but yeah, VSC needs a bit of work, unfortunately. There's a lot of things in this game that needs a bit of work, and the longer we get into the game's life cycle, the more critical of these issues not getting fixed or, you know, notified I'm going to be honest. Frontier lost a lot of goodwill with their, I guess you'd call it weird statement on Reddit. We are gaining 1.5 seconds, 1.3 seconds on Sainz first. 3 laps, that is good. I don't know if Sainz is actually trying to pull a one-stopper, since he hasn't pitted yet. Could be. He's already running below the 30% mark. So if he is, that would be potentially impressive. And potentially a bit worrisome. Because he's still out there, running 23 tires.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
There we go, Sainz finally pitted. He pitted onto the hards though, and with the half the race gone, he's definitely trying a one-stopper here. Going to be interesting to see how that actually plays out for him though. 11-8, so yeah. I don't know how this is going to work really. We are 2v1 though, so we could try some shenanigans.
Who's running wide there?
Verstappen is catching up to us, so he's on older mediums, but they're still quite quick apparently.
Is that a lockup?
He's running 12.3s, we're running 12.9, 12.7, so yeah. Hards might actually be a really, really bad tyre here. Not as good as expected. Might want to
I think someone's run
maybe
wide.
stretch this and give the softs a go, but again, we'd have to stretch them a lot to make that work. Leclerc is pitting. I'm thinking we have Alonso here. Where is the Alonso? Alonso, you're gonna just go full attack. We're gonna pit you onto the mediums to be safe. We're gonna have Vettel go aggressive, and we're gonna have him push
There's been a lockup.
a little bit here, and see if we can make something work for him too. Alonso came out actually quite a bit behind Leclerc here, and Leclerc is on the mediums. Let's have Vettel go full on attack. We're gonna have him pit the lap after this one. Alonso can push a little bit, get within the DRS range of Leclerc. Will be the goal. We go. Vettel has crossed the line, and he actually doesn't have an extra set of mediums. That's problematic. So 2 of these have been used in practice without me realizing. That's a yikes moment. I hate it when the AI strays from the usual setup, so to speak. The only thing we could do for Vettel then is basically just get him onto... We could try and stretch these sides a bit, get him onto the softs. How long would we have to stretch them to make that work, though? That is the thing. We chuck this stint in the garbage can, because we're not allowed to edit it. And the softs there, as you can see, would have to stretch it until lap 55, 4 more laps minimum to make this work. If we go medium, if we go hards, again, hards prediction isn't as good. We could push the hards, so that's the thing. Just run aggressive to the end of the race. I wish I had checked this earlier, because that could allow me to make a bit more of a educated guess. But I think we are just gonna go attack. We're gonna gamble getting me onto the other set of hards, and we're gonna push those hards aggressively towards the end of the race. I don't see any other way we can do it. It's either that or surviving 20 rounds, 20 laps on these hards, which isn't really doable. So I think that is our best choice. We also are going to suffer here with Alonso, because I don't think he will be able to catch up to Leclerc, unfortunately. And Vettel here now is getting out of the pit lane. In front of us here, Verstappen will not have to pit, neither will Sainz, so... It's a bit of an awkward one here. I might have thrown this this race down the bin. Wondering how Vettel is doing in terms of lap times compared to, you know, the others. 11.4. So pushing the hards isn't really working. Yeah, our car is starting to get a bit worse than the others, so that's probably also playing in. Exact same lap time for Alonso and Leclerc. This is a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. At least we didn't crash out, I guess. Alonso is slowly catching up to Leclerc, though, so we could potentially make a move here within the last few laps, but it's going to require us to push the tires a bit, I think. And potentially I hope that some of the back markers makes it a bit rough for him. We'll have to see, though, if he catches up to, you know, the cars in front. If by looks of things, we got slowed down more than him so far. We are getting closer, though. 1.1 second behind. 1.2. 1.3. Yeah. It didn't really pan out for us. And, of course, we also need to actually
Looks like there's been a lockup.
refill, if you will, the... Yeah, so we're going to try and push a little bit here. We're going to see if we can get closer to Leclerc. And get within DRS. That would be great. There we are. It actually worked. And now we need to try and harvest here and see if we can maintain our position, our closeness to Leclerc while harvesting. Probably won't be able to do it for one more lap. We need to play it normal so that we can catch up a bit. There we are. And we're actually catching up now. We could make a move for Alonso. But I think we're going to have to harvest a bit more. We're going to slow it down a bit. And if we can get to 100% here, we can probably make a move during these last few laps. It will depend though on the other cars, because Sainz is running out of hardness. Well, his tires, Verstappen's aren't good either. But as you can see, ours are potentially even worse because we are pushing. We do need to get within DRS though on this straight if we want to have any sort of chance. And I think we're just going to push. This will be the final lap. Allow him to go aggressive until the final, you know, this area. We'll allow him to use overtake. And we'll see now if we can make something work. So I think we'll watch it from Alonso's perspective, this final lap here now.
Come on. Okay, copy.
Vettel is still 5th. We can't really do much with him. We can allow him to push though.
Pushing hard now, pushing hard.
Is he making a move on Leclerc? Yeah, he got Leclerc. Can he get one more? Might be able to get Verstappen here. Bailed out a little bit too soon there. Gonna have to go balance on the fuel, unfortunately, so that we don't run out just before the line.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Can he get Verstappen, though, before the line is going to be the big question. I don't think so. Verstappen is very, very well placing his car right now. Verstappen will get Sainz, though. Perez crashed. Unlucky. We are going to get the 3rd and 5th, though, so I should have slowed it down a bit earlier, honestly. We might have had a better result then, but to be fair, the result of this race doesn't matter that much, which is why I'm also keeping it as quickly as I am. Sainz lost by, you know, 2,000. That's gotta sting a bit. But good result for Verstappen. We should have done better with Alonso. That's on me. I should have checked Vettel. I didn't actually realize he didn't have 2 mediums, which is also, of course, on me. But it's just what it is. 3rd and 5th here. An okay result. Not great, not terrible. 2nd and 4th for Ferrari. They can accept that as well. 1st and 6th here for Red Bull. Perez crashed on that last lap, remember? But even so, he managed to hold on to 6th. Gasly 7th for Alpha. Mercedes 8th and 9th. 10th for Bottas for Alpha. So fairly good results all around, really. We also managed to get past this lap. And with that, we have Sainz now moving up past Leclerc. And now Verstappen has a very healthy 20 points lead in the fight for 3rd. We also have Gasly moving up past Bottas. They're kind of having a duel this season. And in terms of constructors here, I think Ferrari secured 2nd place. Basically, they both need to crash out next race for Red Bull to have any chance of overtaking them. As you can see, Alonso actually had a huge amount of race points there, race experience. So if he had a 1.7, 1.8 modifier, he would be well above 2,000 points. You can see he had 42 successful defends, 22 overtakes, 32 failed overtakes, and 20 failed defends. In comparison, as you see, Vettel didn't have as good luck, but that was also due to the medium hard strategy, so that's on me. In terms of balance here, we still made a decent amount of money, 1.2 million extra, a total of 5.3. Gasly is manufacturing, we have Abu Dhabi left. Then we will be done with the season. We are exceeding expectations, even with the 3rd and the 5th. So I guess we are still fairly good in the eyes of the team. Gases are manufactured now. I don't think we're going to break the parts that we have left for the race. If they do, we're going to have to emergency manufacture. But again, I think that's fair. I'm going to gamble both drivers to Q2. Both drivers in the top 5 qualifying. We've had a bit of a weird one lately where, again, our car is falling behind the others because we focus so much on research this season. And both drivers top 5. Let's play it a bit safe. and this will be the final race of the season, so we should be good. Let's head to the season. Let us head to the season final, and let me try to not bite off my tongue while saying so.
Here's the moment involving Albon.
We've had a crash in qualifying here in
They
Q2.
lost control,
Albon
and there's
is
the crash.
out, unfortunately. It is what it is. It happens. We didn't have the best run because Albon, well, crashed during said run. We'll have to see now if Alonso and Vettel are safe. We are going to do another run on these tires if we feel the need, I think. Did we put on the old tires? Yeah, we did. But I think we'll be okay. We have Ocon. Yeah, I think Vettel is still safe here. Maybe not, though. And again, we aren't going to use these tires for anything, so we're just going to do another run. Which is what I usually do when I do qualifying now. Basically, this is how we do it. We allow everyone else to get away. Then we release first Vettel. Then we release Alonso. Again, this is just to be safe, really. There's no other reason to do this. We don't really need to. And we should still be perfectly safe here. But better safe than sorry. Yeah, Vettel would just barely have made it, I believe, because he hasn't crossed the line yet. So, although not the best strategy, yeah, it worked. We are both drivers into Q3. And let's see here. None of the big ones have fallen out. Again, just wanted to show this because it was an incident in qualifying. Let me know if you want to see incidents like this, crashes, spins, things like that. Usually I only add them if they have a, distinct effect, a distinct effect on the quali for our team. But let me know if you want me to add them if they, well, just as interesting moments, so to speak. Remember how I told you that I'd show you if something happened during qualifying? We've had a classic here. That is an Aston Martin in pieces, which actually is a hard hit, as you can see, due to the sliding. I think we have enough extra pieces for this. I think it would be the engine that would be my main concern. And we didn't actually get a chance to check. But
So
yeah,
this was the Aston Martin.
as you can see, hit pretty hard. That should be a full kit. A full new kit again for
There's the
Vettel.
crash.
So I definitely did curses here towards the end of the season. We basically have a guide here on how to total your car. Now, the first run here, Alonso got held up. Same did Vettel. So with that here now, I don't think we're going to have another run. Which, as you can see, means Vettel starts fairly... Sorry, not Vettel. Alonso. Alonso actually made it, so he starts third. Not the worst thing ever. But still, he was behind Vettel on the crash, I believe. So it's still not great. We'll have to see if we start 10th or not. But with this, we might as well just get into the race here. So let us continue, and we'll get things started. We're actually lacking the front wing,
It's race day.
but I'm curious just how much damage Vettel's car suffered there. Before that, though, let's have a look at the pre-race report. We're starting 10th and 3rd. That's fairly okay. 666. He deviled out, let's just say it like that. Strategies here are 1 stops or 2 stops. Not too big of a surprise. Softs are 3 times quicker than, well, a little bit less than that. Actually, a little bit more than that? Yeah, a little bit more than that. I am getting a bit tired, unfortunately. So I apologize for any misgivings I give. So, 300 is quicker. Well, 300 is more in terms of degradation. Basically 12 laps. They'll be fastest for 10 to 12 laps, I guess. And then we have the medium to hard, around 210s. But that's just 5 laps with the degradation difference here of being 400s. So we'll have to see. Competitive performance, again, should be a very good pointer. This isn't necessarily the law, as we noted at Brazil. So we need to keep that in mind as well. 25-second pit lane, a very high chance of crashes and safety cars. Abu Dhabi is another crash fest. Honestly, the end of the season are all crash fests, to be fair. But yeah, we'll have a look now at Vettel's car. So the engine is basically gone, and we do not have any other engines. We can run a weak one here, or we can give him a new one just to spice things up. And honestly, it would be a 1 million cost here for one race. I don't think we're going to do that. ERS2 is basically busted. Gearbox 2 basically busted. So again, if we invest into the engine, we'd have to invest into everything else. It's unfortunate for sure. but I don't feel confident enough to spend money on that. We have already won everything anyways. So although it would be fun and it would be interesting, it would also just be a pure waste of money. So we're not going to do that. We also have maximum fuel already from the get-go, so we're just going to do this. And as you can see, we're actually starting first here for Alonso because the other cars are taking penalties. We're starting 7th for Vettel due to penalties as well, so we're good on that regard. And we could try medium to hard, but that's going to be a difficult one. I think we're going to try medium hard. Medium, we could try and start on the softs here, see if we can make something work. Honestly, it's probably the better choice for Vettel. We could even pit a bit a couple of laps earlier so that he can make his way up. And we'll try something like this for Alonso. Or we might change this, of course, depending on safety cars. So I think this is the better split strategy for now. And with that, we are ready to start the race. Finally.
It looks like... Hold on tight. It's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
Lights out. Away we go. Vettel with not the world's best start, I guess, unfortunately. But then again, he does have a damaged engine, so it makes sense. Russell on softs, Sainz on softs, already overtaking Alonso. But other than that, there's no big surprises there in terms of, you know, what tyres are in use. We'll have to see now if Vettel can actually make something work with, of course, the damaged engine. But again, it's the last race of the season. I do not feel it to be worth it to invest into new components when we already won both championships.
Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Vettel still 7th. Alonso has made his way back up, but of course, as you can see here, we are gonna be in the DRS train with Sainz. He's been having a very, very good season. Not too surprising there, but it's okay. Honestly, if we can maintain the gap to Leclerc and Gasly, I'd say we're fine with that. And of course, we'll have to see what we can do here with Vettel. Up into 6th, up into 5th. I actually forgot to care for his ERS battery. That's on me. But he has been making moves, so... Oh. Vettel in a Mercedes sandwich wins out and gets both of them. That's a good move. That's really nice to look at. But Hamilton got him back though, so unfortunately didn't pay off as much as it potentially could have. But again, it's also due to us trying to harvest some ERS, and we'll have to see how this battle proceeds. But again, as long as we can remain with this DRS train, I'd say we can be very, very happy with how things are going. My main concern though is Alonso. Again, Sainz is on the softs. He's going to be pitting earlier, but we're still going to be just allowing Alonso to you know, do his own thing. Vettel here will also be kind of left to his own devices. He is falling back along with Russell, so it's a shame, but it's just how the situation has developed here for us, honestly, with the crash in qualifying, of course. Gonna be pitting in about 3 laps, and bit unfortunate, but not much we can do again. Had a crash on track. Is this a DNF? Nope, no safety car. For that crash, if it was, we'd have taken advantage. Latifi doing his Latifi things.
Now let's look. We're watching Nicholas Latifi. And that's an off.
Okay, so just a slight love tap to the wall. Nothing serious. I think we are going to be pitting Vettel this round, so we're just going to get him in. Wait. I'm a bit too sooner into the pit window. Vettel is in the second group, so yeah, we're going to be pitting him onto the hards this lap, and we're just going to allow him to push everything he has. We're also going to be pushing fuel and see if we can potentially, you know, get the jump on someone here during this pit stop. Tires are severely overheating though, which is not unexpected. Let's just put it like that. So Vettel comes out here just behind Russell, maybe in front of him. Just behind. And Russell, I believe, has pitted. He has, so that's not too surprising. We'll have to see. Vettel has already overtaken him though, so got instantly re-overtaken. Not much we can do. Our tire wear is better than expected though, which is good to see. Now, if Alonso pits, he's going to come out around, you know, Ricciardo. Sainz is actually doing really well, all things considered.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. Again, our car is starting to become quite weak. We are like 9th in acceleration, which translates to, you know, 5th in actuality. I guess we could set up the pit stop now. Just go hards. We are going to be pushing the mediums then. Going to be pushing fuel. And let's see how we can do now on our inlet. Can we get enough of a gap here that we can actually come out ahead of, you know, Sainz, Verstappen, Gasly? I don't think so. Tires are severely overheating. And yeah, we could not beat Sainz. That is kind of what we expected, honestly. It's going to be a bit of a rough race, but it should be okay. Alonso is within DRS range of Sainz though, so not everything is bad. And again, as long as we stick with Sainz, we still have a chance of winning this race. Vettel is in 7th. Excuse me for yawning. And he's still doing okay. Let's face it, he's gonna be slow because he has a damaged engine. But again, not much we can do about that at this stage. And I can't really micromanage him to... I could micromanage him, get him further up the field, but again, we haven't already won this season. Although it would be a fun challenge potentially, I feel like it's not something that we are necessarily going to be focused on. We kind of just want to get this season over with, and then we can start doing some more fun stuff next season. But with that in mind, again, let me know what you think about changing the... seeing how low of an overall we can do after we have the legends finish their careers in this save. Let's see, how hard can we push the car, and how low of an overall can we make world champion? I think that could be a fun challenge. Now, we have both Ferraris versus Alonso, which is going to be a bit rough for him. Now, in terms of lap times, 28.3s, we're still looking good on these hards, I think. But everyone is running the hards, so I'm wondering if staying out on the hards a bit longer could be worth it. Let's say if we have a Ferrari pulling us along, I think it would be. So as long as we have a Ferrari tow, we're just going to stay out on these hards. We're going to see how the Ferraris do on theirs. And we're going to wait a little bit with pitting. So there we have Sainz. We'll see how he does. We could pit Vettel though, that should be okay. Or we could have him push for a couple more laps. Actually, same here with Alonso, I think. Because if we try and go onto the softs, for instance, how long would they have a shelf life? Well, race life. About 17 laps. We have a bit more to go. But if we stretch Alonso, we're on lap 40. It's 58 laps. If they can live for about 17 laps, it'll still be fairly competitive. If we can stretch these hards for like 2 or 3 more laps, we could try and go on the softs towards the end. Honestly, it could work. Don't get me wrong. So as long as we have Leclerc in front of us, we're going to allow him to pull us along, I guess. And we'll see just what kind of lap time Sainz are putting in once he finishes this one. If they are a lot better than ours, we might just, you know, do something different. Sainz 127.4, so he's about 6 cents quicker. I think with that, we are happy to, you know, extend this stint a bit. Let's go aggressive now for a couple of laps. And I'm thinking that we get Alonso. I keep on pushing them around. We get him in on the softs there. Right now, we're going to get Vettel in this lap. And we're going to get Alonso in this coming lap too, I think. Go full on attack. Push your fuel. And we're going to gamble on getting you on the softs here. And we're going to see if we can make a move with that. Because Sainz is now flying. He had gained 9/10 that last lap. 2.6 second pit stop for Vettel here. We're going to push fuel. And for Alonso now, he came out decent amount of time after. We'll have to see if we can actually catch up to Sainz with this, if we are going to be doing faster lap times. 4.3 seconds. We're definitely running quicker. For sure, by actually quite a bit here. So, going for the soft tire could actually pay off. Just stretching the other tires a bit further. But Vettel here is kind of losing out by a bit more than we like, really. We are going to be tuning down the fuel burn too. And in front of us now, we do have a lot of hard runners, but I don't think any of these are going to pit. And now we also have minor ERS damage for Vettel. So again, he's going to have a rough end to the season. Not much we can do about it. We're just going to have to let him run his own race. We are gaining a lot on Sainz here. And we're actually getting very close here now to getting within DRS range. So we'll have to see if we can hunt down Leclerc, though. That's going to be the big one. Verstappen shouldn't be a problem at all here due to, you know, soft versus old hard. And if we can stick with Sainz, that would be most of the job done, I feel.
They've moved up a place.
We're now with Sainz. We're 8 seconds behind Leclerc. And we're gaining almost 2 seconds here a lap.
Verstappen has stopped.
Verstappen has stopped, yeah. He has crashed. Okay, and that is probably him out too. Safety car. I'm wondering if you want to go for a super gamble here. So, how much time do we lose hitting under a safety car? Just 14 seconds in theory. We're going to gamble here on getting... because we have actually another set of fresh softs. We're going to gamble on getting Alonso in. We're going to get him on those fresh softs. Unfortunately here, Vettel does not have another set of fresh softs. If he had, we could get him in. We can get him in on the mediums though, but again, I don't think that matters. He would just end up at the back, unfortunately. So we're going to just run conserve. We're going to run harvest for him. And we're not going to do that for Alonso until after he is pitted.
No DRS.
Verstappen is indeed out, as expected.
There's been a crash. Sounds like a single car. Let's take a look at the replay. Now here we see Max Verstappen.
I assume a lockup into the wall. Yes.
That crash is...
Bit unfortunate, but that's just how it be. And now, let's see if Alonso ends up gaining on this pit stop. Well, gaining and gaining. We basically just want him out ahead of Paris. Paris is now on the main straight. I think we saw not Alonso. But there he is. He's in third. There's actually going to be a lap car in front of him, though. Bit unfortunate with that Williams there sneaking in. But with that now, we can just run conserve. We can get everything up and running here. And I still think we'll be okay. We're going to have 2 lap cars between us. It'll depend on, of course, on how many laps we get on the safety car.
Okay, energy's good. Okay,
But generally here, I think we'll be okay. We'll have full energy. We'll have fresher tires. We'll have full fuel. We can push to the end. Going to be the goal here. See, how many laps do we have left? 4 laps to go. Okay. So potentially 3 or even just 2 laps before the safety car. Safety car might be in this lap. Yes, as expected.
Until the control line. Copy.
I'm thinking, do we want to watch the end of the season from Alonso? I think we will.
Copy.
Vettel is still in 10th, but he can also push. He can use
Happy to
overtake.
push.
We'll try. I'll try and pay attention to him, but I'll be focusing a bit too much on Alonso, just in a better position. But I think Vettel also can make his way up the field. Really, he's already ready, as you can see, and I see a lot of white banding on the cars in front of us. We'll have to see now if he can overcome the engine and the ERS here.
And when we restart, overtaking will be from the control line. Copy.
He's already ready to overtake the lap car. Here we go. See how this plays out from here on out. Thank you, Williams, for, you know, cutting across. That cost us probably at least 3/10, maybe more. And just 3 wide here, completely blocking in battle. We still have a few laps to make this work though, so I'm not too worried. Vettel is still getting blocked in though, and again his tires aren't the best right now, so we'll have to see if we can make something work. The engine also is of course a pain. But we are gaining on the Ferraris now, and we're right up on the tail. We'll have to see if we have what is needed to do an overtake. Right now we're getting blocked though, which is just good defending. I might say it's blocking, but it's really just good defending. I still think we can get them, let's be honest here. It's just getting out in the right spots. Starting to form more of a line. I would hope that Vettel will have more opportunities to overtake. And we are getting closer here now also for Alonso's sake. Main straight, can we gain enough speed? We're lacking a bit of acceleration here, as you can see. It's actually painfully, you know, showing there, with them being on old hards, fresh softs, and, you know, still staying ahead quite comfortably here. Vettel is also struggling to make a move by the looks of things, unfortunately. We are gonna get Leclerc here though, I think. On this straight. Vettel has gotten a show. We'll have to see if we can get Ocon as well. And of course Bottas, Gasly. There's actually a gap here, so Bottas is probably the best we can do. Alonso though now is hunting down Sainz, and we'll have to see how that plays out for us. Speed this along until we get to, you know, an overtake position, I guess. Mainly because I'm impatient. We'll also be getting DRS on this next lap as well.
DRS enabled.
I think we're actually going to run neutral, and then we're going to deploy and run away.
Okay,
it's going to be the goal here. We could also run aggressive halfway through this lap if we wanna, just to be safe. Vettel has gotten Ocon, now behind Bottas, and I think he'll get that no problem. Alonso fighting Sainz, get a better exit, and he's ahead. Very good. Now the big question is, can he just run away? And he kind of is here with the DRS. We're gonna actually switch him to deploy. We're gonna switch him to aggressive, and we're gonna try and get out of the DRS range here now for Alonso. I think we might have... Nah, he's gaining a little bit under DRS now. Go full attack.
Push. Copy.
And again, I just want to get him out of the DRS range, and that should be good enough. I think we can go standard now. We can focus on Vettel. See if we can help him get past. We have very little ERS left, so we're going to tune it down. But it should be good now that once we get to the line, yeah, tires are overheating, which is also why we tuned it down.
This will be our last lap.
Excuse me.
Copy.
We're going to see now if we can get Bottas. I think we could get Bottas. Gasly is going to be a bit more difficult. And we'll now just go full attack for the remainder of the race. think you should be able to get him here. We have the DRS. And yeah, gets him on the inside. Pretty good. Sorry, inside, outside. No, that is the inside. I'm just being silly.
That's it.
Now, the big question is here, can we actually get Gasly and potentially Hamilton too? I think we're a little bit too far back. We have just this straight to play with. It's gonna be rough. I don't think it's possible, unfortunately. Alonso is 3 seconds ahead of Sainz, so he is basically safe unless he crashes within the last 2 corners. This is a commonplace crash though, so it could happen. And Vettel is getting closer to Gasly. But he has, what, 4 corners to make a move on? Gonna be difficult.
Yeah, well done, guys.
Alonso has done it! Fernando Alonso is today's Grand Prix winner.
Unfortunately, couldn't get it, but still a good result considering he had damaged engine and damaged ERS. Very, very good. So with this, we have now Alonso, world champion, Sebastian Vettel, P2, or runner-up, and generally a good season. Let's just leave it at that. Excuse me. I apologize for that noise. Ferrari 2nd and 3rd. Red Bull 4th. Verstappen out for the other one, unfortunately. Mercedes 5th. And I have no idea where Russell is. 14th. Alfa Romeo 6th and 8th. Then we have Ocon for Alpine and Guan Yu Zhou for AlphaTauri. Drivers' Championship then, we have no changes now. At the end, Schumacher moves up past teammate Tsunoda. Latifi is at the back. And generally, I'd say it's been a good season. We have no changes in the team standings either. Ferrari running away here due to Verstappen's DNF for 1. But of course also due to just straight up having a better car now for the last half of the season, to be honest. Decent amount of development for both the drivers here. 1,000 points for the race alone for both of them. Is actually really, really good. And as you can see, Vettel had 47 failed overtakes. That's a bit unlucky, really. We did lose that money though to finish position, qualifying position, and finish position streak again. Basically just due to the crash, so it's on me. I gamble too much with performance incentives, and I swear if you put both drivers into one, they're just gonna, well, both drivers into the more than one race one. The game just doesn't like that. They will screw you over, to put it mildly. Now, 4.7 million is still a decent amount of money gained. Don't get me wrong. So we can live with the result here. We actually have a point here for Alonso, which we'll put into cornering, I guess. Development points also for Hauger. We're gonna get him up to 85, I think is a good average. So we're just gonna focus one stat at a time. A helipad is in pole condition. Perfect timing though. He got it at the race basically. Well, we got it 2 days ago, so during practice. But I don't know if the effect actually worked for the race though. It probably did. Alonso, thank you. I just want to thank you personally for your help taking me to drive a championship win. Great season, amazing way to end it. He'll be celebrating. Fernando. Yeah, a good season. Fernando world champion. Kind of what we expected, honestly. Hauger development, we already dealt with that. Car development locked. We don't really care. Can't really do anything about that anyways. Cyril Clement, congratulations on the Constructor Championship. Leadership definitely gave us an edge. Yeah, it was a good season, let's be honest. Alonso wins Driver Championship. Very good. 23 results. Alonso, Vettel, Verstappen. We'll have to see if there's any changes in terms of driver market here. Congratulations, board watched the race. They're very happy. After the board, I want to extend a very EK congratulations for winning both championships. Confidence has been well placed. Not happier or prouder about the success. So yeah, a good season, honestly. I don't think we're going to spend this money. We probably could, and we'd probably be safe doing so. But the biggest reason why the board will hate you is actually you going into debt. And I don't feel we are forced to spend that money. Let's have a quick look here at the facilities. If we were to upgrade the wind tunnel, how much would the cost? It will cost us 17 million. We'd have it done in how many days? 98 days. It'll take 3 months. We'll have it in February. Well, end of February, early March. I think we'll upgrade this because now that I think about it in terms of the finances here, monthly balance, we still get 1.2 million a month. Just an overhead, if you will. And that will be still happening even if we, you know, we have November and December. So we have about 10 million to play with. That should be enough, honestly. Staff changes, position secured until everything. I think we have all of these guys in lock and key. So we're good. We are. And as you can see, we have 3 years left on Vessel's contract. We have 2 years left on Alonso's. 4 years left on Hauger. So again, we have plenty of time here to find a, you know, good up-and-coming driver that we can, you know, turn into a world champion. Suspension has been finished, but again, we might have to see what we do if we continue the old guard theme or if we have the old guard mentor versus the new young up-and-comer. We might change the format a little bit in the future, I'm a bit unsure. Now, we still have a little bit here we're lacking in terms of the suspension, so let's just do this as a start. Everything but the, you know, regulation changes to the maximum. The high-speed one we already fixed. We can tune that down. The medium one, same. And with this, we should be able to, you know, fix the low speed as well. Isn't that much of a worry up for us, though, to be fair. And we're going to get 0.6, 0.7% in, well, gain in the other here too. So it's okay. It's still small gains. And we can actually get it to 31st of December perfectly. So that works out in our favor. There we go. Final research of the year. And we now have our performance review. Driver Championship has been won. Congratulations, your leadership has helped Fernando Alonso earn their championship win. And I believe we will get Constructors too. You've led your team to championship victory. Very, very nice. Our target position this season was 6th. We have definitely beat that. We beat also our long-term objective. The only race we didn't score points in was the double DNF one. And as you can see, performance first. I didn't really gain any team rating here though, so that's a bit weird. Might have to have a look next season. And once again, we've been given 1.5 million extra out of the generosity of our board's pockets. So it's a fun one for sure when you think about it. I really hope there's no like degradation of facilities here because that's gonna suck. Underfloor research has been completed. Pit crew performance, they're gonna be losing out a bit on their stats here. As you can see, 65, 61, 52, 66. We might have to do some changes here to what we're currently focusing on. It's currently balanced. Let's just focus front and rear jacks for now. It's basically the most average one. Large reduction in all pit stop times. So we're going to go with that one for now. I should probably have done that earlier. That's on me. We also actually have points here for our race engineers that we can put into pit crew management. Permanent level up. And we actually have 2 points here for Cyril. Going to go into underfloor. It's the most valuable car part. And we're just going to maximize high-speed downforce, and then we'll do medium, low, drag reduction, things like that. Honestly, since we're lacking in acceleration, we should probably do drag reduction and airflow, though, in all honesty. But this is still okay, let's be honest. Bearman, up-and-coming driver, I agree. Climate development, we already fixed that. Unused scouts and idle engineers, again, we don't really care. It's perfectly alright to just have them running idle. It's not a lot of money they use. Crumbling research has been completed, rearing research has been completed, and suspension research has been completed. Very good. The underfloor here that we gained is still fairly good, let's be honest. We'll have to see how we stack up next year. Suspension 2, I believe we got all of the... I think we got all the regulation covered. We'll have a look at the start of next season. Hospitality area in poor condition. Again, we don't care too much. It's just slight amount of team attractiveness. We can live without it. And this is basically the end of the season. We do have regulation changes though. And everyone gets the exact same amount of CFD. It's actually very, very beneficial to us. I believe we currently had this one. So we basically just lose 4 hours of wind tunnel time. Well, I don't think we were here. We were probably here. So we still lose a little bit out, but still, this is a huge gain for us. And the minor technical here, I believe we overcame all of it. But we'll have a look at that. next season. So let me know what you think. We're probably going to continue with the old guard. It's been interesting, but I'm thinking what we're going to do here to, if we continue this save, is see how hard can we push the car, how low of an overall driver can we win with maybe. But of course, we are going to probably do just at least 1, maybe 2 more seasons where we have Vettel and Alonso as our drivers. So I wouldn't be too worried about that, honestly. And I believe we have some new potential drivers here. Paula Costa, sorry. Larry Groves. And that was wrong key. Manuel Paris, really. But yeah, we'll have a look at these guys later on, see if they get any, drives. But I'm wondering how this is actually going to pay out. None of them have any, previous ones. So again, can only get these guys when they're 20. So we're going to have at least 2 more seasons with Vettel and Alonso. With that said though, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this series so far. Feel free to comment any suggestions that you have, any changes to the format, anything like that. If you have any challenges that you think would be fun, I always read the comments, although I might not respond to everything. I read everything, so do feel free again to give me your suggestions, your comments. Am I speaking a bit too quickly? Should I chill out a little bit more? Let me know. I do know that when I get excited, my words per minute do up quite a lot, and I kind of become hard to understand. So I am trying to consciously fix that, but again, feel free to come with your tips and advice. It helps me out a ton. And again, if you like this, if you've enjoyed this series, if you like the video, please go ahead and drop a like, push the subscribe button, please. And it helps me out a ton. Thank you very much if you've already done so. Thank you for doing it on this video. And a big thanks to all my members and supporters. You guys are very, very supportive of me, and I'm very grateful. And I hope to see you around next time. Bye bye.